Yo, oh shit. Yeah, so
Do
we
the
are
count.
live.
Oh, all right.
I don't know if this is our first video. I don't know if people are watching us. So let me introduce myself. I am this the name of the channel is Pajit On Chain, and my name is Anurag, and we have Steven Sabol with us today. And the plan is we are going to cover altcoins, Bitcoin, and some small alts because these people, the other influencers, just don't cover the alts properly. We are going to cover everything properly, and I'll probably use my experience to guide you guys to make better investments. Again, no financial advice. So yeah, moving on, we are going to talk about Star Atlas today. So Star Atlas is a multiplayer blockchain-based game where strategies are involved, economies are involved, and yeah, Steven, what do you have to say? Let's go.
Hi, I'm Steve Sabol, a former director of economics at Star Atlas. Um, it's good to be with you today, Pajit, otherwise known as Anurag. Uh, wearing the shades, being a
This,
maniac.
yeah, this is my
Um,
character.
yeah, it's a great character. It's a great character. Um, I don't know. What do you want to know about Star Atlas, Pajit?
Yeah, think of me as a new Web3 investor who is investing in Solana. So Solana is going to do 3 to 4x from here, from $200 to 600 or 800 maybe. So you can't make a lot of money investing in Solana, but the volume of money which is going to come into Solana ecosystem is going to be big. So that's why I'm asking you, explain me what Star Atlas is, how can I make money in it, what's going on currently, and yeah, why should I invest in Star Atlas?
That's pretty. These are pretty bold questions. Actually, it's very bold
Come on.
questions. I was
you
hoping,
you asked me. You just said that
I
ask me
was
questions.
hoping
I just
we'd get
asked you
more like
questions.
into the weeds a little bit for people who are already into Star House. Star House is a very large metaverse game built on the Solana blockchain. It's very popular. It has about 1,300 active players in its current economic crafting game, Sage. Um, and yeah, it's just the future of Web3 gaming is Star Atlas and games like it.
So, tell us about what's going on in Star Atlas currently. Well, I'm just acting to not know all this stuff. I used to also work with Steven Sabol in Star Atlas, so yeah, I know what's going on, but I'm just asking these questions just so everybody can know.
I don't. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not that guy to ask. You should. You should talk about it. You should talk about it. I want to talk about the DAO. I want to talk about revenue. I want to talk about the economic situation.
Yeah, so let's straight away jump into it. I mean, I've already explained what Star Atlas is. You can download Star Atlas, just move around and try to explore Star Atlas. You can learn the basics, how to you can follow a few of the influencers in Star Atlas community who can teach you what to do in Star Atlas and what it is. Basically, it's again a Web3 game where you can own NFTs, where you can get rewarded in token, and it's again the normal web 2 game is more like you are investing in a game to for exchange of entertainment, whereas here you can work hard, you can make money out of it, and you can own your assets. Now moving on to the things which are currently going on in Star Atlas, and Steven is going to cover the data.
Okay, thank you for that. Um, let me pull up some information. All right. I guess I will present in a moment here. Um, so one thing I would like to talk about, I guess, is earnings and the 30-day earnings summary is very important to the Star Atlas ecosystem. Just get this in a form that's presentable, and yeah, let's dive into it. Share screen. Easiest with two monitors. Okay. Whatever. 30-day earnings summary. Share. Okay. Can you see my screen all right, Anurag?
Yeah.
Great. All right. So this is the 30-day core earnings summary in USD. Going sort of from top to bottom here. And this is for Starbased, the program that's generating revenue for players right now. There were 1,342 players over the past 30 days, and they ended up taking home $531,000 US dollars, which is a huge amount. Interestingly enough, the Dow made over $100,000 last month. So players are taking home a bunch, but also the community pot of wealth is also making money, which is great because that means the ecosystem is afforded the ability to grow. So we started off so for those who are unfamiliar with how this works, this is a decomposition of the core earnings. Core are your take home earnings. What we start off with the headline number, the gross rewards, which came in at $579,000. It's huge. And then you have resource sales as an R4 economy plus net resource sales of $55,000. So you can make money on just crafting resources and selling them to other players. Star-based fees came in at $56,600. Solana transaction fees came in at $30,000, and marketplace fees came in at $16,000. And that's how you get to core. And then core earnings to VWAP ended up being a half of or 0.6%. So actually a pretty good month. Earnings were up over last month, I think by quite a bit. So it's been pretty good. In the game right now, there are something like, let's see here, total VWAP is pretty huge, like $90 billion. And the median VWAP is around 14.7 thousand. So the players invested are really invested. These are, these aren't poor people.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Steven, are you seeing any change in data for seeing the trend for the last 6 months? Are you seeing a continuous growth, given that from the last 6 months, Solana is also growing?
No, we're not seeing that. What we're seeing is, earlier this year we had FTX selling Polis and Atlas, so it put a lot of downward pressure on the tokens, and it really hurt player retention this year because players are very, very sensitive to the earnings that they make within the game, and so it hasn't been fantastic. No. I believe Star Alice is still waiting for its moment of glory. Okay, it's been 3 years basically since the project launched. 2021 September. We're now December of 2024. So 3 years. And it's just, but we started from a bull market, and we rode it all the way down. We pretty much had a bear market the entire life of Star Alice. It's been a bear market. And obviously token prices are going to move. Well, the player base is going to move with token prices. This is not a surprise. This happens with every project, everything, right? Including the number of active wallets on Solana are correlated with the price of Solana. Right, Pajit.
Yeah, that's for sure. Do you think the number of wallet engaging with Star Atlas contracts are also increasing? Like, because a lot of new retailers came into Solana. Now Solana is like the next Ethereum. Everybody's talking about Solana. So are we seeing the influx, even though it's not reflecting in the revenue numbers or all that? But are we seeing the number of wallets engaging with Star Atlas contracts go high?
Um, I actually don't have an updated number for that for the past month, but I would presume that since Polis and Atlas have done pretty well, I would presume that active wallets has gone up. That would make sense.
Uh, yeah. So let's move on to something new now.
Yeah, let's talk about the Dow and the money they've made. So we just covered core earnings and stay in studio. Oh yeah, no, stay in studio. Present. Stop screen share. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So let's talk about the Dow a little bit. Recently, I've been diving into more about what is the like how much money is the Dow making? What are the metrics behind Polis and Atlas? And obviously, like the fundamental value of Polis is going to be tied to Dow revenue, right? So I'm just going to pull up a little chart which I created recently, which I think is pretty informative.
Just so everybody knows, like if you can go to Flipside, you can search for Steven and you will find his dashboards too. That would be very helpful for all of us.
Yes.
Just go and follow him on Flipside.
Yeah, this is my Web3 gaming dashboard in the Star Atlas tab. And sometimes I put stuff at the bottom that I'm just working on. So one of these things has been the monthly Dow revenue, which we can see, and this is converted to USD at the time it was collected, like by the hour it was collected. And what you can see here is that Dow revenue has been picking up since August. Okay, so it's gone up in September, October, and November. September, October, November. It's been going up. But also that out of like these months where there were in-game fees collected as well as marketplace fees collected, Dow revenue has been over $100,000. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 8 out of 12 months. It has been over $100,000 per month. And what that means is that there is plenty of firepower for the Dow to spend a little bit of money on recruitment, on its influencers, on its creators, on Star Atlas creators to, sort of put them on payroll and, recruit for the ecosystem and further bolster, the status of the project.
What do you think? What should they do with this money? Like, what would be the best idea? Should they reinvest it in the ecosystem or try to like give it to the people who are creating they've been creating content for years, or should they try to market the product and get new people?
I think they should do both. I mean, honestly, they should. The Dow has enough money now. It's got about $3.6 million. And so it has enough that it can afford to pay out to content creators without running dry, right? They don't have to pay out $100,000 a month. Obviously, that'd be crazy. But they could probably afford to pay out 20 to 30, right? And pay a range of people to really be the evangelists, spread the message, but also do like original content creation, right? That would be important.
Yeah,
And relatively inexpensive, right? And they'd probably get the most bang for their buck, right?
yeah.
Um,
I
you know,
think
we
I
can
think they're going
we can
to.
be the loudest voices in the room if we want to be.
Yeah,
Sorry to cut you off.
yeah. I was saying that I think they're going to get a lot of money in the Dow next year too, because 2025, we are going to see a lot of money coming into all coins. A lot of people will be engaging with Stateless, a lot of revenue. I mean, they're going to plan properly. It's just 3.6 million USD as you said, but I think by the time by the next year it could easily cross 10 million.
You think?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so.
if Atlas goes up, so right now in the Dow, there's a $500,000 of it is straight up in USDC. The other 3 million is in Atlas. Obviously, if Atlas pumps, say 2x's, that becomes 6 million just
Yeah,
off of price appreciation.
yeah.
Which is it's a fake number though, right? It's paper. It's on
It's
paper.
paper money. Yeah.
Paper money, right? Right. Now there is an interesting question. How do you pay like content creators? And how would you pay creators in the space in general, right? And do you pay them through your Atlas or do you pay them through USDC?
Then
And I think it might make more sense. Well, it depends on what the DAO wants to achieve. But I think from a monetary policy perspective, maybe it could pay some people in Atlas, right? Um,
But don't you think it will like it could create like selling pressure on Atlas? Like I understand what you're saying, but what if we put a locker on it? Like you will just get this much token for the first month. For the next 2 months, you will get this
well,
much topens, something like
yeah,
that.
I think that defeats the. I mean, they're not that defeats the purpose. Like this is supposed to be like the DAO is supposed to be a source of. It's supposed to be like a payment to people, right? And you can't lock payments. You just have to pay them, right? If you ask someone to do something for you and you say you're going to pay them $2,000, you just got to pay them $2,000. You can't like lock up $2,000 in in
Yeah, I mean,
in non USDC. Like I mean, it's like yeah, it's like I'm going to give you this USDC and I'm just going to lock it. You're like what the fuck, dude?
you're not getting it.
They just give it to me. What the fuck? Yeah.
Uh, but there could be some things they could do because I mean, token. The whole point is I don't like if they're paying out in Atlas, people are going to sell it for sure. Like influencers, we all know they are just influencers. They will get the token, they will sell the token, they will just empty out the liquidity. Token will go down.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the plan should be to just make sure that there's no selling pressure at least for 1 more year for the people who have been with Statless through the bear market. They could get some returns.
Well, I mean, part of it is like these people's like. I mean, I think content creators' jobs, or I mean, I'm focusing on content creators, right? But I'm focusing on people like in the ecosystem that contribute to the ecosystem. Ultimately, bring new people into the ecosystem, right? And if you can, you know, if you're paying people to bring people into the ecosystem, then there should be a multiplier effect there that outweighs your spending, right?
Yeah.
Like there should be a multiplier, right? So like if I pay whatever Joe Schmo in the ecosystem $1,000 a month in Atlas and he spends it, but he brings in or he like you know brings in like $3,000 of Atlas into the ecosystem over the month, then Atlas goes up, right?
Yeah.
So that's I think the DAO needs to be careful,
Yeah.
right,
That's the right word.
about who it's paying, right? And there needs to be a system that like the voting system may be inefficient for yeah, it may be efficient to like, okay, we vote, we hire this guy, but when it comes to firing decisions, it may be difficult to fire people, right? It may be difficult to get people off the DAO's payroll, right? When you need to get them off, right? Like, and maybe a manager is appointed by the DAO to handle, disbursements, right? And maybe it's done so, like maybe there's a proposal where we have, we vote on hiring just a manager, right? And then we give that manager a budget of say 40 grand a month, and then he can like pick and choose who he hires and fires, representing the DAO's main interests. What do you think of that? I don't know. I can't hear you, buddy. What are you saying?
Sorry, my was mute. So I was saying that it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know how practical that would be. Even if I understand, at the end of the day, it comes down to what kind of people are you selecting to advertise? Are they actually bringing in the returns? So again, you have to do your research. You have to check out that are these people actually bringing results? How will you check that? That's the first problem. Even if you are doing it right, out of 10, you I don't think you're going to get more than 6 correct. And again, you have to hire a manager for that. I understand. I get the idea, but it could be a little hard to apply, like on the ground level. But I think that should be the approach. The mindset should go in that direction, that when you are investing $1,000 in somebody in token, and you know that they are going to sell it, they must bring more worth to the ecosystem. That's very important. And I think this could be done by community instead of any other influencers, because influencers are more focused on just trying to put out something and they just cash out. It's a business for them, whereas the people who are playing the game, if they starts inviting people, like, or there could be some kind of a airdrop where new people come in, you get people hooked to the game, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That could work better instead of influencers. But yeah, at the end of the day, you need influencers, whereas like we saw with Off the Grid, they got some like the web2 gamers, and they advertised their product, and it was all over the news, right? So like you could do both of the things. But what do you think should be their plan? Like, should they attract the Web2 gamers, or should they go for the Web3 people?
Star Atlas.
Yeah.
Um, well, I think they want both, but what needs to happen, I think, in order to get the Web 2 person, you need to build like a dank game,
Yeah.
right?
And you have to invest more to get a Web2 person, whereas you don't have to invest much to get a Web3 person, because you can just straight away check the wallets, what kind of games are they engaging with. You know, this is a person I have to target, you can straight away target them. Whereas now you have to educate a person who is in Web2, you have to put even more money as compared to a Web3 person. But again, Web3 people are just usually, like most of the Web3 people, they focus on the bull runs. They come, they invest, they want to make money. They don't care about the experience a lot. They don't care about owning the asset. All they care about just making money. Whereas Web2 people do care about experience.
Yeah, I think gaming just. Well, I mean, let's just like back. I mean, this is like a question that's like it feels like as old as time now, right? It says it's like a question we've been asking for like 3 years, basically since the beginning. It's like, how do we get these people again? Or when, like, you know, since the
Yeah,
beginning of my since I was born, it feels like we've been asking this question. Um,
like how to tackle bots.
yeah, yeah. I think what's more interesting is how much money this game is making players, and how much is being reinvested or potentially reinvested in the ecosystem through the DAO, right? To make $550,000 for the players for 1 month. Pretty, pretty good. Pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good
And then
number.
on top of that, over $100,000 is going to the Dow, which represents like potential future firepower. So, I mean, that's powerful, right? That's 600K. Almost $700,000 is being transacted, on a monthly basis here. Um, in USD terms, right? And that's just like the incomes, right? You also have ship sales and the ship marketplace volumes, right? Which frequently are well over $100,000 per week. Um,
I
you know,
just had a thought.
yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm saying that yeah, we are getting this good revenue in Dow. People are making money. That's all good, but it's a bull market. We have been through a bear market. What would you do if you want to make sure that this things continue even if we are in the bear market? Would you try to detach some Solana token? If Solana goes down, the Statler still is surviving, is doing good. So something like that, like revenue shouldn't drop even if we are in a bear market. If something tragic happens all of a sudden, like what would you do?
What would I do, or what would happen?
Like what would happen is like pretty clear. Solana will go down. All the assets which are in pair with Solana, they will also go down. But what could be done by them? Like you could
How do we
suggest.
prevent it? How do
Yeah,
we break this cycle?
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, we break the cycle by reinvesting the Dow's earnings into other assets. Right. I think and also reinvesting into other revenue streams would be nice. And I think a part of that's going to be the the patent stuff, the um, the intellectual property rights angle, Star Atlas universe. When a company like Piragachi or Core Roasters reaches a certain revenue threshold, then some money will start flowing into the DAO as an alternative revenue stream that's not dependent on the game or the token. That's dependent on, alternative revenue. Um, I think that's going to be a very large diversifier of funds, and it could protect the game a lot from downswings, basically, in the market. It would be cool to have the DAO act as a financial stabilizer, right?
yeah.
You
That's
know,
very
the,
important.
the ability to use some of its firepower in bad times and then save some of its firepower in good times. The issue is the firepower is in Atlas, denominated mostly in
Yeah,
Atlas. So
that's what I was about to ask you.
yeah.
Like because you got lot of money in Atlas. What would you do then if Atlas goes down? Will you swap it?
Well, that's
That
why
will
it's
also push the token down.
it's important to diversify the funds, basically, right? So it's important to. I'm not saying sell Atlas right now, but what I am saying is diversify the revenue stream potentially away from Atlas
Yeah,
into something else. Why not something else? Why not USDC more or USDC, right?
we can go for USDC, and now we like I follow all these chains. You can get gold on chain. You can invest. You can like you can't sell all of the Atlas at once, but you can start slowly, and then you can reinvest in some. Like this will also give Star Atlas a RWA criteria where they are also investing in the RWA where uh, people are like Atlas investing in gold. They could be investing in carbon credits. They could be investing in a lot of things, which might go up. So slowly selling and buying all these assets could be a good idea, right?
They can invest in treasuries.
Yeah,
One thing they could do is just try to earn some interest on its USDC. Try to earn interest on the Atlas it has, right? Earning interest on its funds allows the principal to grow naturally, right? Alternative revenue stream right there, right? Um,
uh, do you think that will also incentivize people to buy more Atlas even if the market is going down? Because people will think that even though the market is going down, Atlas is still supported. It's still connected to all these assets. So even though Solana is
I don't
going
know.
down, we can see people buying Atlas.
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. Pajit.
Come on. Pajit is my name. I'm not Anurag. Pajit is my name. Come on.
I'm not gonna Pajit. I'm not gonna speculate on this. But anyway, brother, I have to run. But it was good catching up with you, and I'll see you. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. See you soon.
All right.
Bye. So Steven is leaving us now, and we got a sponsor, which I have to talk about because uh, they have sponsored this channel. So it's a trading platform where you can subscribe to this trading platform, and they trade for you. They connect your Binance Futures account and they trade for you. They are promising some good returns. You can go and check them out. Bot King. You can. I'll also mention their website down in the description. And we will be coming online every single day. We will be live streaming, talking about altcoins. We will talking about Bitcoin, and in general, is because this channel is not sponsored by any altcoin or any token. So I am going to be honest, and as I told you that I used to work with Steven in Star Atlas, and we're still working in Web3 Economic Labs. So I do have experience in working in the Web3 field. So I will be using that to tell you guys all about what to do, what not to do. This could be a scam. Like people are just pushing this thing on your faces just to sell this. So I would be helping you guys. And with that live, we will also cover a few projects like we covered Star Atlas today. This was the first episode, or this was the first video of this channel. And yeah, that's it, guys. Subscribe this channel, like this video. We will be meeting soon. Bye. Where should I end the stream from?